You ever notice how the people who try the hardest to be attractive usually feel the most exhausting to be around? But then somebody walks into a room, calm, relaxed, barely saying much, and somehow everybody keeps looking at them. Yeah, that's what we're talking about today. Not beauty, not money, not riz, not fake confidence from TikTok quotes. I'm talking about that one subtle behavior that secretly makes people obsessed with your energy, without them even understanding why. And the crazy part? Most people don't even realize they're doing it. So tonight, I want you to sit back, relax, maybe grab your drink, maybe pretend you're not stalking somebody while watching this video, because this one is personal. And trust me, by the end of this video, you're either gonna understand why certain people could never let go of you, or why you can't stop thinking about someone who barely even tried. Let's get into it. There's something funny about human beings. The more somebody chases attention, the less magnetic they become. But the people who don't force themselves on others, the people who are comfortable in their own skin, those are the people everybody secretly remembers. You know what's wild? Sometimes the most irresistible person in the room isn't even the loudest. They're just present. Like, have you ever met someone who listens to you so deeply that you suddenly start oversharing your entire life story? Next thing you know, you're talking about your childhood trauma after knowing them for 7 minutes, and afterward you're sitting there like, why did I tell them all that? That, right there, is power. And according to Carl Jung, people are deeply attracted to individuals who make them feel psychologically seen, not impressed. Seen. Big difference. See, most people walk around performing all day. Fake laugh here, fake confidence there, pretending not to care, pretending to be cooler than they are. Meanwhile, internally, everybody's fighting invisible battles. Everybody wants connection. Everybody wants to feel understood without needing to explain themselves. And the subtle behavior that makes someone irresistible is emotional presence. Simple, but rare. Very rare. Because most people aren't really present anymore. We're all distracted. People can't even watch a 10-second video without checking another app. Attention spans are fighting for their lives right now. So, when somebody gives you genuine attention, your brain treats it like emotional luxury. That's why certain people become unforgettable. Not because they were perfect, but because, around them, you felt real. And let me tell you something funny. The most dangerous thing you can do in modern dating is actually listen. I'm serious. You don't even need game anymore. Half the population is emotionally unavailable, and the other half is pretending they're fine. So the moment somebody feels deeply heard, boom. Attachment unlocked. That's why quiet confidence hits harder than loud attention-seeking, because loud people often want validation. But calm people, they make you feel valuable. Huge difference. You know that person who speaks slowly, never rushes, looks you in the eyes, and somehow makes everybody around them calm. Yeah, those people are terrifyingly attractive, and they don't even realize it, because energy speaks before words do. Always, you can fake confidence with sentences, but you cannot fake inner calm for long. Eventually your energy exposes you. That's why people can sense desperation even when somebody acts confident. You ever see somebody trying too hard to look cool? It physically hurts to watch. Like, bro, relax. Nobody asked you to lean against the wall like a movie villain, and then there's another person, doing absolutely nothing, just existing peacefully, and everybody keeps looking at them. That's emotional gravity. Now here's where this gets deep. Jung believed that humans unconsciously project hidden desires onto people, meaning, sometimes people aren't attracted to your looks first. They're attracted to how you make them feel internally. That's why somebody can meet two equally attractive people and become obsessed with only one of them. The difference is psychological. One person activated something emotional, the other didn't. And usually, the irresistible person has one habit. They are not desperately trying to control how they're perceived. That's the subtle behavior. Freedom from performance. That energy is addictive, because most people are exhausted from pretending. So when someone feels authentic, it feels like fresh air. You know what authenticity does? It gives other people permission to relax. And humans are drawn toward emotional safety more than they admit. That's why some people walk into a room and instantly lower everybody's anxiety, and others walk in and suddenly the whole vibe feels like a job interview. Can we talk about something hilarious for a second? Why do people suddenly become more attractive the moment they stop chasing somebody? Like, explain that. 1 minute someone is texting paragraphs, double texting, sending "Good morning, beautiful" every 4 minutes, and getting ignored. Then they move on emotionally, start focusing on themselves, and suddenly the same person comes back like, "Hey, stranger." Human psychology is comedy, but there's a reason for it. Neediness creates pressure. Presence creates curiosity. People are drawn toward energy that feels complete on its own, not because humans are evil, but because emotional independence feels safe. When somebody's entire happiness depends on your response, it becomes heavy. But when somebody enjoys your presence without emotionally clinging to you, that feels peaceful. And peace is attractive. Extremely attractive, especially today. Everybody's stressed. Everybody's mentally tired. Everybody's pretending they're okay while fighting demons silently. So if your energy feels calm, you instantly become memorable. Now let me expose something. A lot of people think attraction is about saying the perfect thing. No. Attraction is often about creating the right emotional atmosphere. That's why some people flirt terribly, but still attract everybody. Meanwhile, somebody else memorized 400 pickup lines from the internet and still scares people away, because humans respond more to emotional feeling than technical perfection. You know what people remember? How they felt around you. That's it. Not your speech, not your shoes, not your fake alpha podcast quotes. Nobody cares. People remember emotional experience. That's why emotionally present people leave stronger impressions than performers, and performers eventually exhaust people, because acting is tiring to watch. Authenticity feels lighter. Let me ask you something. Have you ever had a conversation with someone, and they suddenly put their phone down completely, like full attention? No scrolling, no checking notifications, no fake listening, just focus. Didn't that feel weirdly intimate? Exactly, because attention is emotional currency now. People give money easier than attention these days, so when someone truly focuses on you, your nervous system notices, and your brain associates that feeling with attraction. This is why subtle behavior beats flashy behavior. Every time. You don't need to dominate the room. Sometimes the most magnetic person is the one making one person feel deeply important. That's unforgettable. And here's another thing nobody talks about. People are deeply attracted to emotional mystery, not toxic mystery, not manipulation. Relax, future villains. I'm talking about emotional depth. Some people reveal everything instantly. Every trauma, every insecurity, every opinion, every childhood memory, within 11 minutes. Calm down. But emotionally grounded people reveal themselves naturally over time. There's rhythm, there's patience, there's emotional confidence, and confidence is attractive because it signals safety. Desperation says, "Please accept me." Calm presence says, "I already accept myself." Oof, that changes everything. Now let's be honest. Some of you watching this video already know somebody like this. That one person who barely tries, but somehow everybody likes them. Even old people, even babies, even dogs. Dogs know energy, by the way. If a dog doesn't trust somebody, I'm crossing the street immediately. I'm not arguing with spiritual German shepherds. But seriously, certain people radiate emotional steadiness, and humans crave that, because life feels chaotic. So when someone's energy feels grounded, people unconsciously attach comfort to them. That comfort slowly becomes attraction, then admiration, then obsession, and sometimes people don't even understand why they can't stop thinking about you. They just know your energy felt different. You know what makes this even crazier? A lot of attractive people actually ruin their own magnetism by overperforming. Too much trying, too much proving, too much look at me, and ironically, the less centered they become internally, the less attractive they feel externally. Because real magnetism is emotional alignment. That's why confidence can't fully be faked. Eventually the cracks show. People feel your inner chaos. Energy leaks. Always. And this is exactly why healing changes attraction. A healed person moves differently, speaks differently, responds differently. Even silence feels different around them, because they're not trying to extract validation from every interaction. They're simply existing honestly. And honesty is rare now, painfully rare. Can I tell you the truth? Most people are starving for real connection, not entertainment, not attention. Connection. That's why shallow interactions feel empty so quickly. And that's why emotionally present people accidentally become addictive. You feel human around them, not judged, not rushed, not analyzed, just accepted. That feeling heals people more than advice sometimes, and Jung talked deeply about this idea that humans carry hidden emotional wounds and hidden selves. So when someone accepts parts of us, we usually hide. We naturally move closer to them, because acceptance feels like home. And here's the dangerous part. Once someone associates emotional peace with your presence, your absence becomes loud, very loud. That's why some people move on physically, but mentally never leave you. You became tied to a feeling they can't replace easily, not because you manipulated them, but because authenticity is unforgettable in a fake world. And honestly, that's becoming more true every year. Everything feels filtered now. Conversations filtered, photos filtered, personalities filtered. So when someone feels real, people notice immediately. It's refreshing, like finding cold water in the desert. Now some of you are sitting there thinking, okay, cool, but how do I become more like this? Simple answer. Stop performing so much. Seriously. Half of attraction dies from overthinking. You don't need to win every interaction. You don't need everybody to like you. You don't need to constantly impress people. Relax, breathe, be where your feet are. Listen fully. Speak honestly. Laugh naturally. Stop rehearsing your personality. The right people are not looking for perfection. They're looking for emotional truth. And emotional truth has a different energy to it. You can feel it. And please, stop pretending to be emotionally unavailable because the internet told you it's attractive. Some of y'all are acting mysterious when really you just need therapy and water. There's a difference. Healthy mystery is calm depth. Toxic mystery is replying haha after disappearing for 9 business days. That's not attractive. That's Wi-Fi problems. Real magnetism is emotional steadiness. It's knowing who you are without forcing others to validate it constantly. That energy naturally pulls people in. And you know something beautiful? The people who become truly unforgettable usually don't even realize their effect on others, because they're not obsessed with being desired. They're simply genuine. That's why their energy feels safe. No manipulation, no performance, no exhausting games, just realness. And ironically, Realness has become rare enough to feel magical. So maybe the subtle behavior that made you irresistible was never about seduction at all. Maybe it was your calmness. Maybe it was your attention. Maybe it was your ability to make someone feel emotionally safe. Maybe it was the fact that around you, they didn't feel pressure to pretend. And honestly, that's one of the deepest forms of attraction that exists. Because people forget words, people forget outfits, people even forget faces sometimes, but they never forget how somebody made their nervous system feel. Never. So the next time you wonder why somebody couldn't let go of you, or why certain people always seem drawn toward your energy, remember this. Real attraction begins where performance ends. And in a world full of noise, the rarest thing somebody can become is emotionally real. If this video hit you personally, drop a comment below and tell me, what's one subtle thing somebody did that made them unforgettable to you? I already know these comments are about to expose some emotional history tonight, and honestly, I'm here for it. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe, join the family, and stay close, because we're diving deeper into the hidden psychology of human connection, attraction, shadow work, and the strange mysteries of the human mind inspired by Carl Jung. And until next time, protect your energy, trust your intuition, and stop texting people who reply with one word. You deserve better than K.